Somali Prime Minister Mohamed Roble has the central role in trying to solve his nation's political crisis. ADNtv is fortunate to have the expert opinions of Omar Mahmood of the International Crisis Group. He joins us from Virginia in the USA with insight into Roble's challenges and possibilities. Tell me a little bit about who he is, why he's in this position, whether he deserves the criticism he's getting, and what you think he's capable of.
Well, Prime Minister Roble is a bit of a newcomer. You know, he came to the Somali political scene late last year after former Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire, who was actually the longest serving Prime Minister for over 3 years within the Somali context. What was basically, I mean, he resigned or was kicked out from parliament, however you want to put that. So Roble came in and filled that block, so he was chosen from President Farmajo to serve this. He serves an important clan constituency, as he's from one of the important Hawiye subclans as well. So there's a little bit of a outreach on that side. But at the same time, yes, he's a political newcomer, and now he's been thrust into a very pivotal role in Somalia's electoral cycle, this saga, which is going on, and has gone into overtime right now. Essentially, what's happened is Farmajo, the president, has ceded his responsibilities to Roble around the election in particular, as a means of trying to get a little bit of trust and trying to get this process back on board and a little bit of trust with the opposition. And the opposition's initially cautiously bought into that, seeing this as a way to, move things forward. But there was always this underlying tension in terms of to what degree Roble is actually going to have these powers, or is President Farmajo and parts of the government, are they going to be working behind the scenes a little bit? The whole question comes down to, yes, Roble is now in a very, very crucial figure, but is he one set up to be able to deliver around these election talks and work this tightrope, which is a very, very difficult balancing act? And, two, is he really inclined around that? And so I think that's the big question that a lot, including the opposition, are asking.
What advice would you give to Roble now?
Well, I think he is in a difficult spot. He might not have expected this when he applied for the prime minister role to all of a sudden have, honestly, the fate of the current government and the current trajectory on his shoulders. I mean, it is an incredibly delicate moment and fragile. My advice would be is you would have to act independently. I mean, there's no way to succeed in this. You won't. Inevitably, there's going to have to be compromises on all sides. Right now, the problem we've got into at this moment is because all sides have taken kind of maximalist positions and haven't really, been able to come to some level of compromise. The distrust between the parties is so high. So I think, he can't be seen as bending to one side or the other. Otherwise, he'll never get to those kind of compromise aspects. So he does need to be independent and to take steps to demonstrate that. Now, whether that's having more control over the government levers, I think there's probably some steps that could be taken that show that he is operating independently of President Farmajo, which would satisfy maybe the opposition in a little bit. But on the other side, I think there's also a way that he can kind of take a little bit of the pressure on himself, and hedge a bit by inviting this AU special representative into these talks as well. Because right now, given that the distrust is so high, there is need for, in my view, external mediation and an external facilitator role to kind of cut through that. And I think they can work with Roble in some sort of partnership there if he's willing and open to that.
Once this whole process is over and the vote's been held, is he back in the political wilderness, or does he go back to his old job, or is he now a politician?
Well, I mean, it's an open question, whether, I don't know if he's gotten the taste for the politics. Previously we've seen most Somali prime ministers have used that position really as a stepping stone to run for the presidency or for other political ambitions. So, Roble is a little different in that, he didn't have the political background before that as well. But, if he succeeds in this, that creates an incredible amount of goodwill. clan background. He's from one of the bigger Hawiye sub-clans. I mean, we could see him maybe make that push as well. But that's something that only he can answer, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised, given how we've seen the prime minister role and the personalities in that spot, then transition into other political roles.
ADNtv will have more analysis from Omar Mahmood of the International Crisis Group tomorrow, when we look at a possible African Union role in solving Somalia's political crisis.